Welcome to the show today. Welcome to MHT Podcast. Today we're going to talk sensible. Going to throw up some facts. Going to talk about a few things that are important to us today as Americans, as bikers, as citizens of the United States of America. Excuse me just one moment. I got to fix my thing here on Facebook so that it is public, so that it can be seen. Unfortunately, Facebook changes my stuff when I post, so not everybody can see it. Welcome to the show today. Glad to have you here. Grab yourself a cup of coffee or a beverage of some kind. I got a pretty good show put together today. It's got a few things to show, some statistics. I'm going to show some pages, and we're going to just talk sensible about all the nasty crap that's going on. Not being able to buy TP and stuff. It's crazy. Let's get this show started right now. Right on. We are brought to you by myhelmettalk.com. Please, if you get a chance, check out our website. See what we got going on over there. We got our own radio station going over there. This podcast will air on the radio station as well later on, the audio portion of it. So today I want to talk about, let's just talk some sense for a minute, because things have gotten a little crazy, all right, for lack of a better term, with the corona and stuff, with the coronavirus and so on and so forth. So I have spent the day digging up, doing research, and putting together a little show for you here. Our president spoke today. We will be showing a little bit of that. So if you would, bear with me. I got a few things to post. I don't have anybody to run my stuff, so I run it myself. So there might be a little hesitation here and there between getting things up and rolling. But the thing I want to do is bring some common sense to a hysterical, crazy event that's going on. Do I discount the event? Totally, I do not. Here's the reason why, and I've heard this a bunch today. I've read it, I've seen it, and the thing about it is the young and the healthy are going to be really unaffected should you even catch it. There's a lot of things that are floating around out there that you're more likely to catch than this coronavirus, okay? But the people who are elderly or already in a high risk health situation, such as immune deficiencies or illness and elderly, those are the people that need to worry should they catch the coronavirus, because those are the people that will possibly succumb to the virus and die from it. All right, so I want to start out with I'm gonna show a little bit of a video of the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi talking about a bill that was put forth, and then we're going to talk about that bill a little bit. There's ways to find all this information out, you guys. All of the citations, all of the information that I post up today, I've added it in the body of this video. Right now we're broadcasting live on Facebook as well as YouTube. Both of those posts have all of the information included. So if you want to pull up anything that we're looking at, go in there and click on it. It's there. I won't show anything today except for maybe a few memes that aren't cited. Okay, and we'll talk about those memes as well. There's a little bit to talk about as far as those go too. So without further ado, I'm going to put this video up for a minute. We're going to listen to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi real quick. If you will, join me on this.
Our nation has been faced with a grave and accelerating challenge, one that tests our compassion, ingenuity, and resolve, the coronavirus crisis. Sadly and prayerfully, we have learned of the tragic deaths of at least 41 Americans from this public health emergency so far. The American people expect and deserve a coordinated, science-based, and whole-of-government response to keep them and their loved ones safe. A response that puts families first to stimulate the economy. To put families first, last week the House passed a strong bipartisan $8.3 billion emergency funding package of entirely new funds.
All right, let's talk about this for a minute. So 41 deaths thus far is what is being, what she's talking about. So we have 41 deaths. Tragically, that's, we don't want any deaths really. So, that's sad. It is. The numbers are very small in comparison. So I want to talk about a few things, but first of all, let's pull up this bill that they introduced and look at it. And for anybody that don't know how to do this research, it's linked. It's in the bottom or the top, wherever. On YouTube, it'll be below, and on Facebook, it'll be above, I guess is the way to say it. You can click on these. This GovTrack website, you can track, you can search, you can look up any bill that's being introduced. You can look and see where it's at in the process, if it's been approved through the House, if it's gone to the president to be signed or whatnot. In this bill, it appears that, let's just pull it up here. Let me get it up here. Hang on just one second. All right. I'm going to take me out of here to make this bigger for you folks. There we go. All right. It's HR 6201, 6201, Families First Coronavirus Response Act. It was introduced by Democrat Representative Nita Lowey. Okay. Now, in this bill, it's in the first stage of legislative process. It was introduced to Congress on March 11th, 2020. It will typically be considered by a committee next before it's possibly sent on to the House and Senate as a whole. So let's see what it says in this bill. All right. The House Democrats introduced a Families First Coronavirus Response Act to bolster the federal government's response to the coronavirus outbreak and address the severe impacts. Now, they say, its focus is on the family. So it's expected to be considered on the House today. We already talked about that. If you want to pull this up and look at it, you can see who approved and who didn't. There were, I think, 3 nays on it. We'll pull that up in a minute. Let's go through this thing. So the legislation provides, here's the things that highlighted in the bill. Paid leave, establishes free coronavirus testing, supports strong unemployment benefits, expands food assistance for vulnerable children and families, protects frontline health workers, and provides additional funding to states for the ongoing economic consequences of the pandemic, among other provisions. The spread of COVID-19 will present increasingly severe challenges for students, workers, and families across the country. Now, we've already been told, folks, we've already been told that it does not affect the young at all. They have a built-in immune to it. The healthy individuals will not be drastically affected by this, okay? We've already been told that if we should get it, our chances of getting it are very low. But if we should get it, that as long as we're healthy and we're not elderly, we're going to survive. There's many people that are already speaking out, and I didn't pull those up. You can Google search them if you want to, that have survived this illness, and they talk about it. And it's like any other illness. It's like getting the flu, getting pneumonia. It can be serious, but if you treat it and take care of yourself, you're going to survive. That's the bottom line. If you're elderly or in a high-risk health situation, then you need to worry about this illness. Those are out of the 42 deaths or 41 deaths that House Speaker Pelosi talked about. If you look into those, I don't know the number exactly, or all of them, I don't know, but they were elderly, had other health conditions. So that's that. Well, $8.3 billion coronavirus supplemental enacted into law was a crucial step that stabilized our public health system. More support working families clearly need the House Democrats' new legislation, putting working families first by providing new resources the country faces public health emergency. Around the nation, Americans are justifiably concerned about the health and the health of their families. And you can go on and read through this if you want. Like I said, it's cited in there. The point that I was trying to make here is that they're funding programs already. Now, the president in his speech today said that he has not signed into law this yet because they're not putting enough money towards it. He wants more put toward it. We will go there here in just a little bit. So let me get this back down to small. There we go. Got to find where I'm at here. There we go. So I'm struggling a little bit on my daily here. Let's go. Bring me back up. There we go. So the point is, steps are being taken to help with this illness that is going around. Now, let me pull up this page here. All right. Coronavirus disease 19 outbreak. This is the World Health Organization. I'm not going to play this video. If you want to play it, you can go to the link and click it and watch it. It's more of a video to get funds. But anyway, on this website, you can find information and guidance from WHO regarding the current outbreak. First reported from Wuhan, China. So this virus was initially reported on December 31st, 2019 out of China. If you want to see the updates, go to this page right here. Emergencies, disease, novel coronavirus 2019. It is cited in the video. Okay, I'm going to give you some background on COVID-19 now. Let me pull this one up here. All right, so The coronavirus COVID-19 situation, this is a summary on it, updated March 12th, 2020. The CDC is responding to an outbreak of a respiratory disease caused by a new coronavirus that was first detected in China, which is now being detected in more than 100 locations internationally, including in the United States. The virus has been named SARS-CoV-2, and the disease it causes has been named coronavirus disease 2019. On January 30th, 2020, the International Health Regulations Emergency Committee of the World Health Organization declared the outbreak a public health emergency. On January 31st, 2020, Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar declared the public health emergency for the United States to aid the nation's healthcare community in responding. Source and spread of the virus, it goes on to say that it originated in animals, cattle, cats, and bats. Rarely animal coronaviruses can infect people, then spread between people, such as the MERS-CoV and the SARS-CoV. The new virus being named SARS-CoV-2. And it just gives you the more information about it, the growing number of patients with it, and gives you the severity. Let's talk about that. The complete clinical picture with regard to COVID-19 is not fully known. Reported illnesses have ranged from very mild, including some reported no symptoms, to severe, including illness resulting in death. They forget to tell you that it's the elderly or those with severe health problems that have died. The healthy people that have reported catching this overseas have not died. While information so far suggests that the illness is mild, a report out of China suggests serious illness occurred in 16% of the cases. Older people and people of all ages with severe underlying health conditions like heart disease, lung disease, diabetes, for example, seem to be at higher risk of developing serious COVID-19 illness. And then that goes on to say how it is now a pandemic. Thank you, media, for causing all the mass hysteria. All right, so if you want to read further into those, by all means, have at it. The information is all there. Now I want to pull this one up, and the reason I want to share this one is just to make an analogy. I am not by any means comparing one president to another. I am definitely just stating some factual information, and it has nothing to do with who is leading the helm. So before you guys that want to attack on that, we'll just dispel those attacks right now. So H1N1, the swine flu of 2009, was a novel influenza virus. It emerged, was detected in the United States first and spread quickly across the United States and the world. The new H1N1 virus contained a unique combination of influenza genes not previously identified in animals or people. The virus was designed as influenza A H1N1 PDM09 virus. 10 years later, work continues to better understand, prevent disease, and prepare for the next pandemic. Now, in 2009, from April 12th, 2009 to April 10th of 2010, the CDC estimated there were 60.8 million cases of this H1N1, range 43.3 to 89.3 million. 274,000 hospitalizations and 12,469 deaths. The range, that's just an average number. The range was 8,868 to 18,306 in the United States due to the H1N1 virus in a 12-month period. The reason I bring this up is because if you look at the significant impact that that virus had, and to my recollection, and I don't think I've had a stroke or anything since then and can't remember, I do not remember the widespread panic in 2009 that we have in 2020 over an illness that seems, by looking at the factual data, to be no greater than the 2009 pandemic of the H1N1 PDM09 virus. So why in 2020 are we having the media spread mass hysteria throughout the country over the COVID-19 coronavirus? Why do we? Think about it. I don't know. I don't have all those answers. I've got my ideas, but I don't have the answer. It's troubling to me that it wasn't such a big deal then, and it created several hospitalizations, several illnesses, several deaths, yet it went on quietly. We're at 42 deaths. Could we get more? Yes. Will we? But by the time a year's up, I am reasonably sure that yes, there will be more. Just as there was with the H1N1 pandemic of 2009. I believe that the pandemic of the coronavirus, COVID-19 of 2020, there will be deaths at the end of a 12-month period, same as this. Will the numbers be the same? Don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you that. But what I can tell you is through the research that I've done today and being a rational human being, I can tell you that I'm not a doctor. I'm not anybody of any authority, but I can read and I can do my own research and I can look up the facts and not listen to the media. It's already been established, and there are those that'll disagree with me, and that's okay. Disagree with me. That's fine. But I will put this on record and say that my belief is that the media is crooked as they come. It's fake news. I also believe that they are pumping this up, causing mass hysteria, causing you guys to go buy all the damn toilet paper. It's crazy. We can't get any toilet paper. My hell, some of us don't shop for months on end. And so when we're down to our last 2 squares, we go to get a package of toilet paper, and can't get any. Now, so let me put this up here, this comment here. Panicking largely while China is containing it well, up to, and death is not much in comparison to cardiovascular disease as example. There are so many, and I'm going to put up a chart here in a minute, but there are so many other, my whole point to this whole video is there's so many other things that we could be concerned about that we're not concerned about. So the timing of the COVID-19 coronavirus causes me to wonder why. Why all of a sudden is it, is this one worse, more worthy of press time than any of the others that we've had come along over the years? I don't know. Let me put this, let's put this one here up here. Let me just give us a talking point for a minute here. All right. So deaths per day worldwide by disease. Now, I put this up to go with the last comment that I made, that there are so many things that we could be concerned about that we're not concerned about. Tuberculosis kills 3,000 people per day worldwide. This isn't a U.S. statistic. This is a worldwide statistic. This chart comes from the CDC and was updated on March 9th of 2020. So those of you that want to discount this, there's the facts on it. Okay. Tuberculosis 3,014, hepatitis B 2,430, pneumonia 2,216. Pneumonia is, from what I've read and everything, is similar to this COVID-19. Okay. HIV and AIDS 2,110. COVID-19, clear down here, is listed at 56 deaths. This is this is worldwide. Now remember, worldwide. So since December 19th, 2019, or December, it was 31st, December 31st, 2019, when China first had their first diagnosis of the COVID-19, there's been 56 deaths worldwide, not in China, not in the US, worldwide. So my thoughts are just talking logical and common sense. The COVID-19 coronavirus does not cause me to panic and go mass purchase, especially toilet paper. That one I'll never understand. I do not get that. I do not get what you guys got going on there. It does not make sense to me. So it brings me to this point right here. Let me pull this one. Again, I'm going to ask the question. Why? Why? It makes you wonder. Now, I know for those of you that are gonna dispel memes. Yeah, memes are just exactly that. They could be there for shock factor. They could be humorous. They could be funny. They could be factual. Are they all factual? No. I don't think they are. And this is one of those that is just somebody's idea. And it's certainly raises a question in my mind as to the validity of the mainstream media with all of the stuff that's going on and the timeliness of the COVID-19 virus. It is, in my opinion, no different than any of the other many. If you go back, I've seen charts posted that listed out all the different pandemics over the years, over say a 20-year span. And man, they are huge. There is a lot of them. And I don't recall the public panic buying and going out and freaking out over just like we are today. I'm going to show this statement right here. This is Pelosi, House Speaker Pelosi's statement on the swine flu virus, April 27th, 2009. I could not find a video like the video that she made today. or the video that I showed today. It wasn't made today, but the one that I showed today. And let's just read this real quick. It's 3-4 paragraphs, short paragraphs. So Washington, D.C. Speaker Nancy Pelosi released the following statement on the swine flu or influenza virus. This afternoon, Majority Leader Hoyer and I were briefed by Homeland Security Secretary Janet Napolitano on the Obama administration's preparations to deal with the public health emergency caused by the swine flu virus. The secretary also briefed us on the efforts that are being made to combat the spread of the disease. As administration officials have indicated in various briefings, this is a constantly evolving situation, and government officials are prepared to change the response as the situation warrants. All Americans who have questions about the swine flu or what they should do to visit this, or what they should do, should visit the Centers for Disease Control website at, this website is cited right here, which will be updated regularly. The House Energy and Commerce Committee's Health Subcommittee will hold a hearing on Thursday morning on swine flu outbreak and the U.S. federal response. Congress will continue to closely monitor this situation and take appropriate action as we learn more about this public health emergency. That's the difference of how House Speaker Nancy Pelosi handled the 2009 pandemic of the swine flu, H1N1 swine flu, versus how she's handling the 2020 pandemic of the coronavirus, COVID-19. In 2009, it wasn't that big of a deal. She wrote it. She didn't even make there. I could not find a video of her speaking on the House floor like she did for this one. I could not find one. I searched and searched. If there's one and somebody finds it, share it with me. I'd like to see it. But I could not find nothing. This is all I could find on it, is the short document that I just read to you and that I posted up here for you guys. The link is also cited. So if you want to click it and see it for yourself, the facts are right there. It's in there. The proof is in the pudding, folks. In this case, it's in Facebook. It's up there. Click it. YouTube, it's down there. Click it. See for yourself. So now, again, it raises me to think, raises my thoughts. Why? Hey, Doc, why in 2009 was it very briefly talked about, and in 2020 it's a big deal? So big that we have the fake news media spreading mass hysteria across the country over it. Yeah, exactly. Well, our president spoke today, and he had several other people speak. We had representatives from Walmart, Target, Walgreens, a lot of the big retailers, the drugstores, the health departments speak today on all the stuff that is being, all the steps, if you will, that are being taken to help stop the spread of the COVID-19 coronavirus. Now, they made some points in there that I'm going to highlight right now, and then I'm going to put that video up for a minute. We're going to watch it for a minute. It's an hour and a half. We're not watching the whole thing. It is cited up or down, depending on which one you're looking at, but it is cited in there. You can pull it up. And I encourage everybody to sit down and take time out of your evening tonight or this weekend sometime and watch it and listen to it and hear what's going on for yourself. Don't go to CBS, ABC, NBC, the news, and get your information. Pull this video. I didn't record it. A trusted source that I follow for my news, the Douglas Ducote Show, recorded it live as it was being broadcast. And so it's a source that I trust, that you can watch and know that it won't be chopped up, cut, or edited in any way, shape, or form. But I would suggest that you take the time and go watch it. And it's amazing to me to sit and listen to the president talk and the people that he had speak. And it's funny, and there will be those on there. Cheers, everybody. Got to have a little coffee here. To hear them speak and talk, and all of the steps that are being taken to keep the further spread of the coronavirus, COVID-19, aka, to keep it from spreading further. Yeah, I'll just leave that right there. Let's watch a little bit of this, guys. I'm gonna put this up for a minute, so those who want to stick around and watch it. I'm gonna fast forward some and stuff. There's a part that I do want put permanently in my video, and so I will fast forward through bits of this. I started to get it queued up, and then I got a phone call and I forgot to go back and finish. So we will listen to bits and pieces, and I'll get it forwarded to the spot where I want to, where they actually have Walmart representatives and everybody talk. For those who haven't seen it and those who won't go watch it, I want at least that part in the video. So I'm going to put that up right here and play it and go through it. I may stop it and commentate a little bit throughout it, but here we go.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful day in the Rose Garden. Appreciate everybody being here. Today, I'd like to provide an update to the American people on several decisive new actions we're taking in our very vigilant effort to combat and ultimately defeat the coronavirus. We've been working very hard on this. We've made tremendous progress. When you compare what we've done to other areas of the world, it's pretty incredible. A lot of that had to do with the early designation and the closing of the borders. And as you know, Europe was just designated as the hotspot right now, and we closed that border a while ago. So that was lucky, or through talent, or through luck, call it whatever you want. But through a very collective action and shared sacrifice, national determination, we will overcome the threat of the virus. I also announced Wednesday night, following the advice of our medical professionals, who are doing a tremendous job, and we appreciate it very much, that we're suspending the entry of foreign nationals who have been to Europe in the last 14 days from entering the United States. Citizens, permanent residents, and our families, any of the families returning from Europe, will be subject to extra screening as well as self-isolation for a period of 14 days. As the World Health Organization confirmed today, many of the things that what we said were 100% correct, including our designation before them of Europe. Like our earlier very aggressive actions with China. This measure will save countless lives. I appreciate a number of the folks behind me. Number of the people behind me said that that saved a lot of lives, that early designation. But it is only the beginning of what we're really doing, and now we're in a different phase. We had some very old and obsolete rules that we had to live with. It worked under certain circumstances, but not under mass circumstances. They were there for a long time. They were in place for a long time, and we're breaking them down now. And they're very usable for certain instances, but not for this. To unleash the full power of the federal government in this effort today, I am officially declaring a national emergency. Two very big words. The action I am taking will open up access to up to $50 billion of very important and a large amount of money for states and territories and localities.
Does it sound good, you guys? Somebody give me a sound check, please. Make sure this is broadcasting good. Thank you.
In our shared fight against this disease. In furtherance of the order, I'm urging every state to set up emergency operation centers effective immediately. You're going to be hearing from some of the largest companies and greatest retailers and medical companies in the world. They're standing right behind me and inside of me. I'm also asking every hospital in this country to activate its emergency preparedness plan so that they can meet the needs of Americans everywhere. The hospitals are very engaged. New York and various other places are also very engaged. I just spoke with Governor Cuomo. We had a very good conversation, and we're working very strongly with many states, including New York.
All right, I'm going to skip forward a little bit. Somebody give me a sound check. Is the sound all right, you guys, whoever's still watching it? All right.
Has rebuilt something that was very old-fashioned, somewhat obsolete, certainly obsolete when it comes to the kind of numbers that we're talking about. Dr. Birx, please. Thank you, Deborah.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you. I think you know at the beginning of this epidemic, HHS through CDC proactively developed an assay built on the existing flu surveillance system. That surveillance system was then converted to diagnostic system. But last Tuesday, seeing the spread of the virus around the globe, the President realized that our current approach to testing was inadequate to meet the needs of the American public. He asked for an entire overhaul of the testing approach. He immediately called the private sector laboratories to the White House, as noted, and charged them with developing a high throughput quality platform that can meet the needs of the American public. We are grateful to LabCorp and Quest for taking up the charge immediately after the meeting, and within 72 hours, bringing additional testing access, particularly to the outbreak areas of Washington State and California, and now across the country. We are also very grateful to the universities and large hospital systems that took up the charge to develop their own quality tests, made available by new FDA guidance. This has resulted in expanded testing across New York, California, Washington, Colorado, and you see sometimes those drive-through options that have been made available through these high throughput options. Following the meeting last week, major commercial laboratory equipment and diagnostic companies took immediate action to adopt and develop new testing systems. Last night, the initial company, Roche, received FDA approval, moving from request to development to approval in record time. This innovative approach centered fully on unleashing the power of the private sector, focusing on providing convenient testing to hundreds of thousands of Americans within short turnaround.
All right, I'm going to skip up just a little bit, guys, girls, ladies, gentlemen. Get to the point here that I'm wanting to put up here. The video is also cited, so you know you can go to the post and watch this video in its entirety, which I highly recommend that you do. We're going to go back to the video here.
Long hours, and you've seen a lot happen, but this has been, it's been a great experience, and working with you has been terrific. Tony, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. This is an example of another example of what I've been referring to in my discussions with many of you in the audience as a proactive, leaning forward, aggressive, trying to stay ahead of the curve. And what you're seeing now with this order is that we're going to be able to remove the constraints so that people at the state, the local level, the individual physician, all the way up through the federal government will have as many constraints as possible removed for them to do everything they possibly can so that we can implement the things that we've been talking about, the containment, the mitigation, so that, as I've said many times, that curve that I refer to that goes up, we don't want to have that curve. We want to suppress it down to that small mound. And I think what we've done today is something that is going to be a very important element in having us be successful in doing that. We still have a long way to go. There will be many more cases, but we'll take care of that. And ultimately, as the president said, this will end. But what's going on here today is going to help it to end sooner than it would have. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tony. If I could, some of these folks we know, they're celebrities in their own right. They're the biggest business people, the greatest retailers anywhere in the world. And one of them is Doug McMillon from Walmart. And I'd like to have Doug, if you would, say a few words, wherever you may be. Good, Doug, please.
When we got the call yesterday from the White House, we were eager to do our part to help serve the country. And given what we're facing, that's certainly important to do. We should all be doing that. So we've been asked to make portions of our parking lot available in select locations in the beginning and scaling over time as supply increases so that people can experience the drive-through experience that the president described. We'll stay involved and do everything we can from a supply chain point of view to be of assistance. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Doug. Appreciate it very much. I'll just stay right over here. And Richard, if you could come up, please. Richard, please. Walgreens, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. And similar to Doug and Walmart, we're happy to stand in here and help in communities all across America, because a lot of times when we have natural disasters, our stores are a beacon in the community, and this situation is no different. So we look forward to partnering with the CDC, the administration, HHS, and the task force, and specifically to the Vice President's doing such a fantastic job. We're ready to engage and help. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Great job. Thank you very much. Brian Cornell, Target. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, please.
Well, Mr. President, thank you for inviting us here today, along with our colleagues from Walmart and Walgreens and our partners at CVS. Normally, you'd view us as competitors, but today we're focused on a common competitor, and that's defeating the spread of the coronavirus. And we look forward to working with the administration to do our fair share to alleviate this growing threat. So thank you for including us today. In the near term, we're all committed to making sure we're keeping our stores open to serve the American consumer who's rapidly stocking up on household essentials, key food and beverage items that they need during this time, making sure we run safe stores and create an environment that's safe for our team members, making sure that they feel supported during this very critical time. So thank you for including us.
Thank you very much. Great job. Is Tom here? Tom Poland? Tom Paul, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. As CEO of Becton Dickinson, we're one of the leading providers of medical devices as well as collection products for testing of coronavirus. We're ramping up our manufacturing capacity to ensure that the right collection devices and testing equipment are ready to address this issue. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Tom. Great job you've done. Stephen Rakowski, Quest Diagnostics, please. Great job. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. President. So as mentioned, we were called with the leadership of the Vice President last week to come together as an industry. And we took advantage of that opportunity to work with the FDA, to work with the Center for Disease Control. And we are up and running with tests in a number of our facilities. As the President mentioned, we now have capabilities from Roche Diagnostics that we will bring into our facilities this weekend. And I know myself and us, my colleague at LabCorp, will be doing the same. So the capacity available to the American public to support this action with consumers will be considerably increased in the next few weeks. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you
President.
very much. I appreciate it. Thanks. And Matt Sauce, please, of Roche. Matt, thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Mr. President. So from Roche, we want to thank the FDA for their rapid approval of our coronavirus test. We really appreciate the partnership with the CDC and the FDA to get that to market as fast as possible, because it's critical for us to make that available to help patients in need, and working with laboratories to get it up and going in the near future, which will bring hundreds of thousands of tests available to patients in need in the United States. So thank you.
And you can do it. You can do it. A great company. David Pierre of Signify Health, please. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you, Mr. President. We are the largest house call provider in the U.S., and we go to the homes of the most vulnerable elderly. And through our network and our logistics engine, we stand ready to help and provide our clinicians to be where they're needed, whether they're in retail clinics or in the home. And we're here to assist. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And we'll be changing a lot of the rules, regulations for future, should this happen in the future, which we hope it never does, but it will, I guess, somewhere out there. There's some bad ones over the years, and I guess that'll continue to an extent, but we hope it never happens. But we're going to be changing a lot of the old rules and specifications and regulations. Adam Schechter, who's really been of tremendous help, LabCorp, please. Adam.
Thank you, Mr. President. At LabCorp, we're working every second of every day to increase the number of tests that we can run. We're working with academic medical centers, with our colleagues at Quest, with other hospital and other laboratories to ensure that we do everything we can to increase the testing as we move forward. And I can tell you, we understand how important the testing is, and we are committed to doing everything possible.
Thank you very much. Great job. Thank you. Thomas Moriarty, CVS. We all know CVS. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have been focused since the start of making sure our patients and the customers we serve have the information they need, the safety they need as well. We are committed to working with the administration and local public health officials to make this work as well. And thank you, sir, for the honor.
Thank you very much. Thanks. Great job. And Bruce Greenstein, LHC Group, tremendously talented people. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, thank you for the honor of being here. And the home health industry has been treating patients and seniors in the safety and comfort of their own home for decades. We're very proud to be part of the equation for testing in their own home. For Americans that can't get to a test site or live in rural areas far away from a retail establishment, we're here to help, to partner with our hospitals and physicians, as well as the people we have here today that will be doing testing around the country. Thank you.
Thank you. Fantastic.
We'll practice that.
Okay, I like that. That's good. We're also announcing the following emergency executive actions today. To help our students and their families, I've waived interest on all student loans held by federal government agencies, and that will be until further notice. That's a big thing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop this. Okay, I showed that, and I made this video today, not to cause alarm, but to dispel some of that reaction that's taking place. Now, you have a group of people out there that are spreading information that our government, our president, is not taking this serious, isn't doing anything about it, and that simply is not factual information. We also have, on the other hand, a large amount of disinformation, non-factual information stating that President Trump is allocating funds to different organizations that have nothing to do with this. I urge you to send the factual data to go with those accusations. I would like to see the resources where that information is coming from. We don't have any resources. You just see it floating around on the internet. So again, I would urge those that are spreading that fear, those numbers that are illegitimately gained. And I say that because there is no citation, there is no reference. You've got to reference so that people can look it up and confirm the information. Everything I posted here today is cited. Like I said, on Facebook, it's down at the bottom. In YouTube, it's down at the bottom. In Facebook, it's up at the top. Click it, check out the information. And again, I urge you to watch this video in its entirety. It's a very good, he did a very good speech today. And that is our president at work to calm the fears of the public that has been, I guess there's been a lot of fear and hysteria created by our media. And I want to show a couple of things right now that kind of show what this has caused reasonable people to be unreasonable. And that is the John E. definition of panic is causing reasonable people to do unreasonable things. And I want to show a couple of those, and then we will wrap this video up. We are heading into our hour mark. So without further ado, let's move this thing on. And so I can get us wrapped up and not keep you too long. I do appreciate those of you who have stopped by and looked at the information that we're providing today. Let's look at this video right here for a minute. This one was taken by me. It's very real, and I did the work on it myself. So it's just showing the grocery store. Let me move it forward here a little bit. So
really fucking ridiculous.
We're walking around.
I can't believe it. Just trying to get some stuff for the next week. Shit. Kind of makes you wish you shop more. This place is packed. I never see this place is fucking busy.
At the time that I was there was still quite a bit of food on the shelves, but the place was packed. And I guess I've heard since then, since the national broadcast and everything, that the shelves are empty. I guess you can't get any canned goods. I'm going to go back later on and cut another video, I think. But
oh, I know. I should bastard.
I'm just skipping through
like that, maybe. Huh?
A little bit here.
Guess we'll have to get. All right. This is kind of crazy shit here. Let's go look at the toilet paper and stuff.
Yeah, let's go look at the toilet paper.
Package of toilet paper if I could get one. Thank you. There's your bleach aisle. There's a little bit left, not a lot. It's not as picked out as I kind of thought it would be. Oh, yeah. This aisle is, though. Good God, hope you ain't got to wipe your ass. Because there ain't no ass fobbing here. Better hope you got some dish rags at home to wipe your ass with so you can wash them. Because it's been like...
All right. So that's some of the hysteria that's been caused, is this mass go out and buy stuff. Now, like I said a minute ago, I just got message a few minutes ago while we were watching the President Trump video that the shelves are now empty of canned goods and non-perishables. I heard earlier today over in a different location that there are no fresh veggies left. That everybody's buying them up. Everybody's going into a panic. Reasonable people doing unreasonable things. We have seen that it's unwarranted. We don't need to be acting that way. There are other things that's been going on, other viruses that's been going on for years that would require more of a response, but yet gets none. All right, let's watch this video now. This is more unreasonable or reasonable people doing unreasonable things. And I'll tell you what, this toilet paper thing, man, it's gotten crazy, fucking crazy. Watch this shit.
I need everyone to back off right now. Stop. No. I'll take it away from there. Stop. You need to get off this trolley now. You need to get off this trolley now. Look what you're doing.
That's what our media has done for us, folks. That's that is where we're at. Oh man, it's freaking crazy. Reasonable people doing unreasonable things. Now, if you watch that and paid attention, I got to point out, because there's a valid point to be made here. The lady with the cart has that thing stuffed completely full of toilet paper. I don't know how many packages she's got there. That's ridiculous. The lady that was getting hit, beat, whatever. I mean, it was a mutual combat. It really was. But she just wanted one package. Just let me have one package. She probably don't have any toilet paper at home, because a lot of us don't stock and hoard. We shop weekly, or maybe less. Some people shop daily. Okay. Well, I don't think it was unreasonable of that lady to ask for one package. Apparently the shelf was empty and that lady had it all in her cart. Okay. What in the hell are you going to do with that much TP? Are you going to go upcharge it and sell it or whatever? If you are, you ought to be put in jail for that shit, for acting like that. You know, these are our fellow human beings, fellow neighbors, right? Our own people. And we're acting like that. And she would not give her one package of toilet paper when she's got that whole cart full. I got one more I want to show, and we'll wrap this stuff up here, guys. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you sticking around. This one is a local one. It was right here, local. Not, it was in southern Utah. If I can get it to come up here, it's not wanting to play nice with me here. All right, I got it to come up. I'm not sure how I did that, but let me get it shared for you folks. We'll look at one more, and this is a local, real life, taken by someone I know. Watch this, folks.
And I'll take your 96 rolls of toilet paper for 2 weeks and shove them up your ass.
All right. That's all the people in line waiting to get toilet paper, and they're waiting to get in to go shopping or whatever. So apparently that lady, I'm telling you, they're causing mass hysteria. They're causing reasonable people to do unreasonable things. They're causing people to panic. It's a bunch of bullshit. They need to knock it off. Guys, girls, ladies, gentlemen, everybody, calm down. Calm down. The chances of you catching this virus are very low. The chances of you surviving this virus, should you catch it, are very high unless you are elderly or in a high risk health situation. It's important that we wash our hands, use sanitizer, disinfect your household, the same as you would for any other health concern, whether it be pneumonia or the flu, the common flu that goes around, influenza that goes around every year. That kills thousands and thousands of people every year. A majority of those are elderly or high risk health situation. There's no need for all this panic. And that was the point of this whole video, is it's gotten so crazy. You guys, the media, the people are following like a bunch of sheep and listening to what the media has to say. Don't listen to them. Turn off your TV for a minute. Go talk to your neighbor. Stop the craziness, for sure. I haven't been able to find anybody that knows anybody that's even sick, that's even close to having this illness or anything. Chill out. All right, there you go. I've presented some facts. I've got all the sites in there. Go through and click, read. The one that I urge you guys to get familiar with is this. Let me find it. Where did I put it? The how to look up the bills and whatnot to see what is being introduced. Now, the reason I want you to do this, let me put this page up one more time. It is cited in there. Make sure you go click on it and save that page, because we have so many people that are out there that are quoting, citing, making posts about money's being spent on this, that. The president can't just go spend any money on anything without being appropriated the funds through the proper channels. And if that's the case, folks, you're going to find the information within these pages. Let's go back here. Whoops, not there. Let's go back to there and go to home. This page right here, you can keep track of what's going on. All about legislative house, what's going on, what bills are being introduced, what laws are being enacted. Very, very useful information. So if you see somebody posting something and you question it, go here. Use keyword search and type in the search and see if you can find anything on it. Now, when I heard about this bill, this family bill on the coronavirus, that's the first thing I did is I started doing some research and doing a little bit of digging and found the bill. It is there. It is there. That is a true bill. Law they're trying to get enacted. From what I heard the president say today, he has not approved it yet because it's not enough for what we need. So he's going after more funds, not less. He's not putting funds on somebody else's taxes. Some company didn't pay negative in taxes. you guys, you're freaking, man, it makes me curious where you get your information. I'd really like to see. But of course, when that stuff is spread, the people spreading it don't cite where you can get that information. And that's one of the things that drives me crazy, because just because somebody's saying it doesn't make it true, right? I mean, you need to be able to fact check. Do I believe in the fact checker off of Facebook? No, it's biased. You got to do your own. You got to dig, and you got to dig, and you got to go to places like this government page and look the bills up. You got to look stuff up, and you've got to put in the time and the work to get the information and make sure it's correct. And it's hard, and it takes time. I've been on here all day getting ready for this video. So I hope you've enjoyed. I hope it's been educational. I hope that there's something that you can take out of here that's of value to you. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate having you here. It was time well spent. So thank you very much. Appreciate you. And with that said, we're going to get out of here. You guys have a good day. Calm down. Don't freak out. At this point, the mess is already created. Do your best to just get through this mess. We got to get through this mess. It'll pass. I guarantee you. You watch. I want this in this video. This hyped up information that we're getting that's firing everybody up. It's going to go away as quickly as it came in. It's going to go away. Once the purpose is served, it's going to go away. That's all I got to say about it. Have a good day. Peace.